Welcome to my channel. This is JC Rock and Metal Reviews. My name is John. Today I have a new album for you. It's a new covers album by the band Saxon. The name of the album is called Inspirations. But before I begin, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I do rock and metal reviews, rankings, and more. I upload about one video per day, so please subscribe. Keep up with all my new videos and my new content. So Saxon, they're an English heavy metal band. They were formed in 1977. They are leaders of the new wave of British heavy metal. And to be honest with you, this is a band that I learned about maybe 5 years ago. For some reason or another, when I was growing up and listening to heavy metal music, I had never heard of the band. Maybe it was because they were more popular in Europe and I grew up in the States. But either way, when I first listened to this band, I didn't really like them too much. Yeah, at first they didn't click for me. It kind of took me a while. I kind of thought they were just like another Judas Priest type of band. But it was the song called Dallas 1 p.m. That was the song that really sold me on the band. And after hearing that, I really wanted to start listening to their other albums. And by the way, that song Dallas 1 p.m. is a song about the JFK assassination. It's a really awesome song, and I recommend that you check it out. So Saxon's previous album was called Thunderbolt. It was released on February 2nd, 2018. Now that album was released right before Judas Priest released their Firepower album, and they also went on tour with them that year. I wasn't able to see it, but I'm sure it was an awesome show. Now Saxon does plan to do another studio album, but we're going to have to wait a bit on that. It will probably be out in the beginning of February 2022. So in the meantime, we can just enjoy this covers album. Okay, let's talk about the album. The first track is called Painted Black. This is the cover of the well-known Rolling Stones song. I think they did a very good job on this one. Painted Black is one of those songs that translates well into a metal song, and it sounds very good. The opening riff to this song sounds very well played on an electric guitar, with distortion and in a heavy metal style. And it can even be argued that the original song, Painted Black, is kind of like a proto-metal song. So this is a good start to the album. After that is a cover of Immigrant Song by Led Zeppelin. Now this song is the perfect song for any metal band to cover it, because I think it's like an early version of Viking metal. And this is also where the problem lies, because I feel that it was too much of an obvious choice. The band Diamond Head covered this song not too long ago on their album, which was a recording of Lightning to the Nations. Now I would have preferred that they had chosen a different Led Zeppelin song. I think a song like Communication Breakdown would be a perfect song for this type of band, or even a deep cut like The Rover from Physical Graffiti. I think that would be an awesome choice for a metal band to cover, but they kind of went with the obvious choice and I didn't like it too much. And this is also a very difficult song to play. The screams in the beginning are really hard to pull off if you don't have a really powerful voice. I think Biff Byford really tried to do it, but they used some kind of a studio manipulation to kind of make it sound good. So that's really why I didn't really like this song too much. Next is a cover of Paperback Writer by the Beatles. I think they did a really good job on this one. The song is true to form. They did add a little dose of heaviness, and I enjoyed this one. After that is a cover of the song Evil Women by Black Sabbath, and that song is a cover in itself. Black Sabbath covered that song on their original debut. A cover by the band Crow, and that was a rock band from the late 60s. So this is a very good song. I think it really stays true to the Black Sabbath version. Biff Byford even sounds a little bit like Ozzy Osbourne on this track, so I did like this one a lot. After that is Stone Free by Jimi Hendrix. So this is another good cover version. I think they did a really good job of doing it. Jimi Hendrix is an artist whose songs do translate well into the heavy metal genre. And this cover sounds true to the original. The band just adds a little bit of extra heaviness, and I think it was a pretty good track. The next two songs are Bomber and Speed King by Motorhead and Deep Purple respectively. I think both of these songs sound very well. They're both true to form. They're covers that sound almost exactly like the original, so they don't add or detract anything from it. So if you're looking for anything original about these songs, you probably won't hear it. I think they're just pretty much faithful cover versions. Next is The Rocker. So the original song was performed by Thin Lizzy. The Thin Lizzy version was very like blues based and more of a hard rock song. But Saxon's version is more of a metal song. So I really like how they upgraded it into like a traditional sounding metal song. So if you're a fan of Thin Lizzy, I think you would enjoy this track. Next is a cover of Hold the Line by Toto. Now the original song by Toto is not a heavy metal song, it's just basically a rock song. They kind of kicked it up a notch and turned up the distortion a little bit and made it into a metal song. I like how they really didn't play it too fast. They just kind of like turned up the distortion a little bit, just give it a little bit of an edge. So the song does stay true to form. After that is Problem Child by AC/DC. Now AC/DC is the perfect band to cover if you're a metal band. The version is true to form. It's a very faithful cover. So really not much more to say about it. It just sounds a lot like the original. The last song is See My Friends by the Kinks. So the original song came out in 1965. And the original song, it's a very like a laid back song. It's very like Beatles-esque. The cover version, I would say just okay. You know, Saxon does add some distortion in the background, but basically they turned it into a hard rock ballad. It's an okay cover, but nothing to write home about. In conclusion, I think it was a decent album. I usually don't like cover albums too much, and I don't think there's anything special here. I think the purpose of the album was to tide over fans until the new album comes out. I'm looking forward to the new album, even though it's going to take another year because I really like the last album. I'm going to give this album a final score of a 7 out of 10, just because it's something for Saxon fans to listen to in the meantime until new material is released. There are some very good tracks, but other tracks are just okay. So that is why I gave it the 7 out of 10 score. That is it. Let me know what you think in the comments section. And is this an album? Have you heard it, or have you heard any of the singles? So let's comment below. Let's get a conversation going. Check out my other videos. They will be linked right over there. Some of my other new releases you can check out. And until then, I will see you in the next one.